You can order. Or not. I don't think that number's going to work anymore.
Nope. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
And welcome back to another of our favorite things. Let's start off with you today, shall we?
Alright, so I was looking for through my inventory, and I found Grandia. Is it even showing up on there?
It's Grandia, not Grandia.
I don't know, I've always called it Grandia.
I've always called it Grandia.
It's whatever.
I've never actually played it though, so I can't.
So, this is a little bit easier on the camera. So, it's for the original PlayStation or PSX, and I wanted to share this with you because it's a classic. Can't really find it anymore unless you feel like paying a lot on Amazon or eBay.
And you actually got it from its original run, didn't you?
I think so, or at least I got it, does anyone remember EV Games or Funkoland?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so that's when I had it. That was before GameStop. Anyways, which was bought out by GameStop. So this is, let me read the exciting back. Embark on an unforgettable journey. Travel across vast worlds and unravel the threads of an ancient legend in a quest that challenges your courage. A luminous empire, an ominous secret, an unbelievable, intriguing adventure. Over 200 weapons, enemies, and items to collect.
Why are you collecting your enemies?
I don't know. But apparently, I don't think you collect enemies, but apparently it says you can. Maybe you do. I didn't get that far if you do. Then more than 80 magic spells and battle techniques. A unique magic and character development system that puts your strategic skills to the test. Warm and enchanting worlds, each with their own architectural style, in over 80 hours of gameplay. They're not kidding. Okay, now before I get into it, here's an assortment of the characters that you will encounter that will be in your party. This is not the art that you see. You see stuff more along. Look at that gorgeous stuff. Look at it. That is amazing 3D. Amazing 3D. I think better than Star Fox, or at least equal to. I think it was better than Star Fox, especially since it makes sprites and 3D. You had lag issues, or I should say rendering issues.
So this is kind of like Final Fantasy VII in reverse, where in Final Fantasy VII they had pre-rendered backgrounds and 3D characters. In this, they have 3D backgrounds,
3D environments that you can change the camera angles
with sprite characters, so they're pre-rendered. It's
yeah, but
what they did there.
Yeah, but they also had it.
Yeah, you can do that with sprites though. That's not so hard.
So the thing that was bad. Okay, back then I had this thing. I was like a completionist. I had to get all the bonuses, all the items. No, seriously, back then. You think I'm bad now? Okay, if there was an item on the screen, I had to get it. If there was an enemy on the screen, I had to kill it or collect it. I don't remember collecting them. All right, so this game, or this series, I actually have a story in Grandia 2. I don't know if they're related. I don't think they are, but could be. And they had like 20 monsters on the screen, which means there's 3 or 5 enemies per fight. You leave the room, the monsters respawn when you come back. So in the dungeon, I had to go in that room 3 or 4 times.
So it's like you go in there, you kill them all, you go into another room, and they're like, oh, hey, let's take a coffee break.
Yeah, you come back and they're all there. I'm like,
oh, hi.
So that strategy is great for leveling, getting all these cool abilities and stuff. Not good on your patience. Especially when you're in this gripping story that you want to get to the next part, and then you're like, and there's 30 battles. So this series destroyed the completionist. Yeah, my completionist.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. The voiceovers, the dubbing is really good, I thought. So, I mean, to each their own about dubs, but I thought it was really good.
Well, then we're going to be moving from that dub to something completely different, but not really. It's still kind of nerdy. There is a show that I was introduced to by somebody who was next to me at my booth at MegaCon, and it was a show called Princess Jellyfish.
Which I saw on Netflix probably for over a year or two.
And we were like, whatever. But after seeing so many people being interested in it, I'm like, okay, well, Vince, let's watch this.
You made me do it.
And you enjoyed it.
Shut up.
You then said that I can't watch it without you.
Shut up. Anyways, so...
Princess Jellyfish is about an apartment complex filled with nerd girls. They're all nerdy about something and really nerdy about it.
Eccentric. It's an understatement.
In their culture, they are what's called a NEET, N-E-E-T, meaning not in employment, education, or training. They have no jobs and they're not going to school. They just live off their parents' money in this apartment complex together. And no men allowed.
Yeah, that was a rule. And we're not going to do any spoilers.
Yeah.
But what was that? I keep forgetting the name, that high school one.
Oron High School Host Club.
Yeah, that's another good one to watch. To me, the humor is very similar. Mm-hmm. It gets very outrageous.
This is a lot about the divides between two different groups, the stylish people and the nerdy people. And it's also about how do you overcome what you think your limitations are. Yeah, what you think your limitations are to become who you really want to be.
Or who you're supposed to be.
Yeah, who you're supposed to be. And it's a very funny show. We've only watched 3 episodes of it, but we're coming back.
He can just binge watch. To me, I think it's more enjoyable if you do it once every other night or something, so that you don't get tired of the humor.
And I can't watch it without him.
Yep, so that makes it even better.
So anyway, there is something that I can do alone, and that's read some comics. I've been desperately
behind. You read it in the dark?
Well, sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Because I read it on my new tablet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Corey has loaned me a bunch of comics to get me caught up on it.
Very good. He tries to get me to read comics.
It doesn't take. He only reads if
on a plane.
Yeah. And there's snakes. So what I have been reading is Batman the Dark Mirror. Now, Batman the Dark Mirror, it's before the New 52 of the comics, and it's after Batman died and came back. Spoiler alert. So the new
Spoiler. Okay, just if anyone gets upset about that, I just have to say, and people can flame me all they want. I don't care. DC and Marvel is fan fiction central. Okay, they have rewritten their story so many times. Yeah, I get it. It's like a retelling of the story or whatever. But they've done it so many times. Make a new one or something. I don't care about the characters. I just like cool cinematography or storyboards. So, anyway, so if that's a spoiler for you...
Basically, after Batman died and he came back with a completely different outlook on life.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, hey, I'm going to let everybody know Bruce Wayne is Batman, and I'm not the only one that's a Batman. Ha, guess what? All those people that were taking over for me as Batman, we're now a company. So the original Robin has come back as the new Batman, and this is kind of him still settling into the role. A lot of his story was, how do I make Batman my own? Because everybody can tell I'm not the original. And this is a really good story because it's getting into the depths of what Gotham really is all about. Really, Gotham is the main character of the Dark Mirror. And so if you can pick these up, they're very enjoyable, they're very gritty, back to the detective noir that Batman's really supposed to be. Everybody...
Why do you think that?
Well, okay. Batman was always called the greatest detective ever, right?
Thus, DC...
Detective Comics. But over time, as his villains got more and more overblown, he became... Well, that's something else. But, you know, you start getting into Bane and Killer Croc and a bunch of others that are really super strong, and Batman starts going from being an awesome detective, and all the stories are kind of about solving the mystery, to being, I'm just going to go over there and beat this guy up. He's a beat cop. So now they're kind of getting back to the beginnings of Batman, where it's a mystery. How do we solve this problem? And that's what the Dark Mirror focuses around is him solving this mystery about a hidden group in Gotham, and how Gotham is constantly changing, and how the characters' lives are constantly changing because of it. So it's fun to read. So that was our May's favorites.
On that note, right?
Yeah, Batman the Dark Mirror, Princess Jellyfish, and Grandia, or Grandia. So why don't you guys tell us what some of your favorites were this month so we can check it out. Just leave us a comment down below.
Maybe we can do a, comment on each other's
Favorite swap.
Favorite swap.
Favorite swap.
Or unfavorite swap. So, make sure again, comment below, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and
Thumbs up, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's constantly changing on the internet, kind of like Gotham is.
Keep calm.
And stay zany.